The Clashing Conferences Podcast. Let's go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Clashing Conferences Football Podcast. Wait a minute, what am I doing here?
Are you
This
lost?
That thing is a crossover episode. Where's Mike?
Crossover.
Anybody know where he is?
You picked
He
wrong.
might be crossing over.
You picked wrong.
Well, listen, I was offered the opportunity because Michael was unable to make it. There may or may not be a chance that he's tied up in my closet right now. But with that said, I'm here to fill in for Michael. So, how you doing, boys?
Excellent.
Couldn't be better.
Hello.
Very excited
Could
to
be
actually
better.
get to be here. So, you boys want to get right into it or what?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Do
it.
the stance. Okay, let's go over the internal competition. So far, it seems as though nobody is negative. How about that? So, coming in last place, my guy Topher. Topher has 1 point.
1 point.
Coming in with double the amount of points that Topher has, all with a whopping 2, ladies and gentlemen. Paul, how you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think he had 2 points to like week 9 last year. So
Yeah, it was pretty
he should be
bad.
very happy.
Coming in second place, my conspiracy theorist friend himself, Randy. Randy, how you doing?
Not a
Coming to us live.
conspiracy theorist, but I'm doing good.
Where are you coming to us live from this week?
Live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, home of the Miami failing Dolphins.
Mhm.
And Hurricane Helene. Have fun with that.
Yeah, speaking of Hurricane Khalid, I'm supposed to be outside Thursday putting panels up all day. I hope that works out.
Yeah.
Why? They're just going to come right back down at you.
Right?
Dude, yeah, we'll see. If not, I'll be in this hotel room, hopefully freaking watching the Cowboys smack up on them Giants.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll be flat on your back just like Dak all night.
Ooh, we're getting there. And finally, in first place, with a commanding 4 points, almost a whole hand, ladies and gentlemen, we have Greg with 4 points. Greg, how does
Thank
it feel
you.
to be in first?
Feels good. Just
Enjoy
start
it.
of the season.
A lot of time.
Yeah, I'll enjoy it while I have it.
It
I
lasts.
guess.
Good, as well you should. Let's go over the comp winners real quick. So, last week, longest rushing touchdown was from Saquon Barkley, 65 yards. So that goes to you, Greg.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was different. I kind of was waiting for the Giants there. Flashback.
Oh man, come on!
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
get over this. He's a bird now, baby. He's a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at Chris waiting for him to nod. You did. I was like, wait a second. Yeah.
I can't wait until he gets hurt, and not for you, Greg. But I mean, I just want to see what Chris does.
It's not going to happen this year.
I am not hoping for it to happen.
He's
But
almost up to the right amount of
There it
touches
is.
to where he should get hurt after 3 weeks.
There we go.
the
Touches they're using.
hamstring starts to pull right about week.
And it's a
week
good
4 or
thing you
5.
have him, because if you didn't, you probably would be 0-3. But that's just keep on, keep moving.
Yep.
Okay. QBR, Daniels came in with a 93.0, so that point goes to Paul.
That
Paul's
might be
first
the
name
first
Jaden.
time. Hold on. That might be the first time your quarterback has won that
Oh,
in the
100%.
entire 2 years.
Oh,
Not like
if you had,
even when we weren't
if you made it a category
Longer
every
than that.
single week, it would have. I still wouldn't have won. And gave me like 10 points. I still wouldn't have won.
He had a good game, man. He looked good. He looked great.
And last but not least, for reception yards, that rat bastard that sank my fantasy team this week, Dallas Goedert, with 170 yards for Philly. Greg, once again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm just kind of going back at Chris. If we didn't have Barkley, we had Goddard. We were out our top 2 receivers and our right side of our line. So I thought we
it's
did
all
pretty
right.
well.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right,
not bad.
boys. So, action-packed week. A lot to look forward to coming up next week. So, who's coming in hot?
I'll take care of that. I got it.
Damn it.
Well, and it's deserved.
Yep.
Damn it.
So it's going to be double time this time, not just how many chins you got. It's going to be 2 times Douglas, like you got 2 times chins. All right. So,
Wow,
in
man,
honor
am I really looking up
of the new generation here,
Tough crowd.
I did have to dust off the RG3 jersey here. I haven't worn this in a good decade, but there were 100,000 comparisons last night, and a lot of stats behind it too,
See
as
that?
well. Made me feel good.
I
I
better
got,
hope that's not true, though.
yeah, trust me,
Mhm.
we're very cyclical, just like the Cowboys and like quite a few other teams. We're going to, build this guy up. Hopefully, it's not the process. We do share an owner with the Sixers, so I am not trying to create a process here. I think the
Could be
process
in
is complete.
Chinatown.
There were so many things. I fell in love with literally every single part of the team yesterday, except for obviously the secondary. But literally, Terry McLaurin. They talked to him. He said, "I am literally every non-diva in the entire league. I'm not Stefan. I am not AJ. I am not Odell. I am not every single." Yeah, stop the face. Yeah, I see. I said it.
Mm.
He is not a diva whatsoever. And what happened? What happened? It was great. We were able to throw downfield. Tried it the first time, and holy crap, it worked.
What happened? What one catch this year happened? I
No,
mean,
he had a
One.
couple, and
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
you are
just saying.
not allowed to
I'm
talk. You
just.
got
I'm
no.
just
Your
saying.
segment was
I'm just
replaced.
saying. You're like. What happened? What
No,
happened?
no.
One catch.
Your segment was replaced with awkward
What
silence
segment?
and paint
no, I
What
dry.
think
segment?
I think the best part about McLaurin was when he said, "Look, man, he's a rookie. He's only a couple years in. It's only a couple games. It's going to take some time." 100% agree. He was patient. He supported his teammate, and look what happened.
I mean,
No,
the
that is
completion percentage was off the charts, absolutely off the charts. Doesn't matter if he's a rookie or not. Quick little ditties digs here for you. In 84 games of NFL, 84 years of NFL football, there's never been a game with no punts, with all punts. Sorry, no punts and no turnovers at the same time. So it was all offense, and that's how you want to. That's how I want to see a football. Take the freaking kickers out of it.
Yeah, you haven't punted in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and
Expressway's getting no
Jaden
work.
Daniels hasn't thrown a pick yet either. So I mean,
True.
literally, this is as best it gets for me. All I got to do is just keep the train going. So I mean, I would love to play the Giants every week and just get better and better against a practice squad. But
now they did everything but beat you. They gave that one to you, buddy. So
I believe on this podcast we say a win is a win.
It
correct.
is. It is.
That
But we
is
played
the
you very well. And you
Eagles'
even said
forte.
last week that we did everything but win the game. So I'm actually feeling pretty good. The 2 teams we lost to are 5-1 in the league right now.
Yeah, but we
all thought they were going to stink.
But
so.
we were praising Greg for these kind of games last year. We said they were the ones they were winning these kind of games in the trenches.
We weren't praising them.
Yeah,
No,
keep
you
this
weren't
weed,
praising
keep
me.
this weed to yourself. I wasn't praising him.
No,
what did you just spit out of your mouth? What was that?
It's
What?
probably some of this water, actually.
But see, Randy, there's a difference between the way Greg was doing it and the way they did it. See, like even this win that Greg just got, it was ugly, man, and it wasn't. It was nothing really to be proud of, and
nothing.
I would be a very worried 2-1 Eagles fan right now if I was him.
Well, but I'm pretty proud of everybody in this groom right here. Everybody did. Absolutely. Everybody did what they were supposed to. We all won, and you freaking lost, Randy, and that's all that matters. We got your defensive coordinator. He's our head coach. It's not what I wanted, but you know what? It's working. He's a player's coach. Apparently, everybody loves him, and he's the kid walking around with this.
So long, bud. That only lasts so long.
And so does all of our normal fame. We only got 3 years, so he can do 3 years, and then we'll try it again. We'll try it again for another 20. At least we're not doing the same thing, rinse and repeat, without making any changes like your team.
And how's that working out for you there, Randy?
Yeah,
well,
talk to me, Randy.
I can't argue with that. It is tough. I would say that again, I'm not an owner. I'm not a manager. I feel like it's stupid to pay one player that much money as you're watching, a 240-pound Derrick Henry and 5 300-pound linesmen going up against a great edge rusher who weighs 220 pounds in Parsons and a very light defensive front that is really good at getting pressure. But not good at stopping 300-pound linemen. It's like, there's your answer. You want to beat the Cowboys, pound the ball with big guys down the throat. It
There's
was our
your
problem last year. It's going to be our problem this year. The way we win games is we get ahead and teams got to pass, and then we got probably the best pass rush in the NFL. But if you could actually do what they did, and the problem is, I don't know if I see an end to it. We spent all our money on Dak and CeeDee. There's nothing to sign unless we can get like some bum off the street that weighs 400 pounds that can run the ball. There's no, I don't know. I don't,
And
unfortunately,
I don't think Dak actually likes Jerry all that much. I
I
mean,
will say,
I think he took all that money and didn't give anything back because he didn't think Jerry was going to put a team around him like how Brady did.
I
Brady
will
knew
say,
that they would make
now,
put the right pieces around, but he didn't do
Paul,
anything.
that's not true. I don't think that's true. I think that Dak is just more greedy than Brady ever was. To be honest, I don't think Dak's like trying to stick it. I mean, he fought like hell at the last 7 minutes of that game. He carried that. He scored those 21 points completely on his shoulders that last 7 minutes. He played great. But it's like, again, hopefully it was a spark that sets. Last year we had a couple rough games, and Dak, I'll never forget the game against the Chargers, or it was either the Chargers or Seattle, that he came back and looked phenomenal. And from then on, they had a really solid team. Maybe it took Dak pulling
so
that team off. I don't know. It was hard to watch. I was very much more happy towards the end of that game.
so it
I
was
was happy
called,
too at the end of the game.
you were down 28-6. So they went to a prevent dime defense.
Sure.
Like garbage
Sure.
yards.
That's how you came back.
I don't disagree that.
Like Lamar had his
I'm
helmet
sure.
off, like he had no plans to come back in the game.
Yeah,
at all.
I still think to score 21 points in 7 minutes is still impressive. I don't care if it's a prevent defense. I get it if it's 14 points. I get it if you're kicking field goals and stopping red zones. They weren't even doing that. I mean, they weren't stopping anything. So I don't know. In the end of it, it's tough. It's tough. It's like you say, it's a long season. The one thing I can say that is a bright spot at the end of it is towards the end of the game, I really do feel like Dak tried to put the team back in and almost did. Really, besides a pass that was caught by Zay Flowers right at the end, I mean, probably would have put us right back into the game.
So what was wrong with a halftime or like a regrouping after the first
I don't
quarter
know.
or even halftime? I mean, that's when those changes are supposed to be made.
It's probably because they went into that prevent defense, and then once you turn it off, sometimes it's hard to turn it back on. That's why I don't like teams doing that.
Listen, I don't disagree with you. It still speaks volumes to score 21 points in 7 minutes. Not settling
that makes
for
you feel better, buddy.
I know you're starting to sound like Chris with like there's an asterisk. All these asterisks. There's like 17 asterisks.
Leave me out of this.
Yeah,
no, injuries, man.
It's going to take
Greg's
me.
already crying about injuries.
It's going to take me an hour just to read through the appendix of all of your asterisks for everything.
I've heard about the things that freaking you make excuses for, Chris. No, I'm not there.
I don't make any.
Oh,
you
don't
like
make any excuses. I
call it like it is. We had no line last year. We had no.
Here we go. Anyway, here we go.
I don't have those problems this year. You have problems this year.
We'll see. We'll see on Thursday. But all that being said, again, it was tough to watch. It was just like the last week. It was the same thing. It just kind of felt like Dallas wasn't trying, and I feel like they feel like they have some of those games every year. It seems like it. Do I think they're going to turn it back around? Yeah, I still think their problem is run defense. They cannot stop a ball control run team. Good news is, you don't really have a running back, and Greg's team doesn't like to run the ball, so I should be in good shape at least 4 games.
Randy, I have a question for you. I noticed, again, going back to the playoffs last year when they lost to Green Bay, it seems like Jerry's world or being at home is not an advantage to these guys.
So, I actually said that last year, and I forget which one of you guys showed me that that's actually not true. They actually do really good at home. I said the same thing last year.
Green Bay.
I said the same thing last year. I said, man, I just feel like at home Dallas doesn't have an advantage. And one of you guys showed me a stat that absolutely proved me wrong. And
I think the record at home over the last 2 years is good.
Yeah.
However, since the end of last year, the playoff loss, obviously, but you had two games this year in Jerry's world.
Just don't lose Trey's Venmo. How about that?
Very cute.
It's great.
Very cute.
Mhm.
I'll be drinking coffee on that son of a gun yet.
Yeah, 21. There we go. 21-5 in the past 26 games before this
so
week.
That's why, like, you're asking about that. And a lot of I think it's because they play a lot of high profile games at home, and they do not do well in high profile games right now. They're just
There you go.
losing.
That's what it is. They always
Yeah.
choke on the big stage, it seems.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Hey, welcome, Matt.
Thursday night.
Anytime
Thursday
you-
night football
anytime
sounds
you
like
wanna
a
come-
pretty big stage.
No, stop.
Nah.
Stop.
If it was,
And
We'll get to
It's
that.
actually-
We'll get to that. Just wait 20 minutes. You'll get your turn on that.
It's actually an important game for them, though, because they
It
could
is.
end up. Yeah, it is.
Well,
It's
I
a
heard
very
somebody say
important game.
yesterday that like losing a game in the NFL is like a 10-game losing streak in baseball. So, you only get 16 versus 162. So yeah,
Mhm.
every game is a big deal.
so I got to go back to the picks last week. I feel like I'm the only team that picked your freaking Commanders. You were dead wrong. You all were dead wrong on that, weren't you?
I feel pretty good
took
about
Washington
that. How
and the points.
we're all smiling
Did you
and
really?
you're
Yeah,
making
on the points.
excuses.
No, all I'm saying is Nostradamus struck again. I mean, I picked my game wrong. I picked the rest of your games pretty close, except for yours, Greg.
If you want a participation trophy, we'll chip in and get you one.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying, Paul, your exact words were all of our teams lose and Dallas wins everything. You were wrong on like almost 100%
I
of that.
said, well, and trust me, and I feel so great about that. I feel absolutely
Well,
amazing.
Sure.
But it was a bold prediction. I said my bold prediction, real quick, is nobody wins and Dallas
But it
takes
was-
all of it.
It
And
was also a complete false prediction.
I own that, Randy. I apologize that I didn't get those right. However,
So
I am
Anthony-
much the happier
Anthony,
because of it.
Now that the freaking old beard of wisdom has spoken no wisdom, do you have anything to say? Like, would you have picked that last week? What your dad picked?
I mean, I had us losing. Don't get me wrong.
So I have
but-
more faith in your team than you two do.
Please, it's
Yeah,
a
because you're automatically delusional.
I had all
it's
you
a
guys
get-
losing.
That was a get ready game at home for Cincinnati. Finally healthy on offense. They
Well, fun
absolutely
fact-
crapped the bed. That was,
Fun fact: Joe Burrow's never beaten us. So
and we have physically
gonna
broken.
say-
We have physically beaten him before.
torn his ACL. So I mean, at least we didn't do that this time. But
Hmm.
I was still right on everything I said. Our defense is horrible. Our secondary is terrible. And our offense finally learned how to play football. That's literally it. We won a shootout, and it was great. But no punts or turnovers is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm.
Both defensive coordinators need to be, not fired, obviously, but sat down in a meeting and told, you suck.
The good
Because
news is
that
you
is
get to go to
crazy.
Arizona this week.
We're already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I guess we'll talk
we're gonna
about
get
that. But we're
shelled.
already a dog. And I was like,
That blew my mind too. Arizona
We're
gonna
hasn't
get
done
shelled
anything
again.
special.
yeah. I was
I
like, all right,
guarantee you
thanks.
Kyler's throwing for 3 touchdowns. And one of them's going to be Marvin because we have no one that can guard. Literally no one.
Hmm.
But the offense just looks so good, I can't be upset.
I'm just
Yeah.
feeling words of wisdom from Washington like I haven't felt all year. I don't know.
This is the first time we've looked good in my life. Let me be happy.
Yes.
That's what I
In his
just said.
life.
Words of wisdom.
Now they
Yeah, last time we were good is when I was meeting RG3 and I was, yay tall? So, I mean,
There you go.
let me
Take
be
it.
happy.
Yeah,
Take it.
it's great, and I'm going to ride that train, and I'm going to be as positive as I can. It's going to be awesome. Unfortunately, there's a chance that history does repeat itself, and as long as I just hope he doesn't get the yips after he gets hit a couple times.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, he slid. They brought up a stat. He did slide.
He
his rushing
definitely
yards
slid.
And then it slides.
Well, I think
At first.
I think they did a Saw kind of rendition where they just literally ripped his eyelids open and made him watch like Vontaze Burfict hit Antonio Brown over and over, and then show him all the tweets and be like, "Here's what your life's going to be like,
So
and here's the box of crayons you'll be using
this
to
could be
color."
you.
Yeah, and
Paul,
here-
I was
Speaking-
go ahead, Greg.
I was going to say, speaking of dirty hits, I gotta segue this to my game.
yeah. What
Mr.
did
Peyton
C.J.
Turner?
Gardner Johnson have to say?
No, Mr. Peyton Turner. If you're listening to us, you are a complete scumbag.
Oh, there it is.
I hope something. Never mind. I hope you have a very good life.
So I guess he's the
Because
one that
you're
hit
NFL.
Smitty.
Yeah,
He's the one that flew in at the end after Smitty's knocked unconscious on the ground.
Oh, and spit.
Gets up and spit on him.
Oh, okay.
Hence the reason.
Did he really do it?
Yes, he did. You can
You know
watch
for
it.
There's a
fact?
video.
All
You
right.
can
There's
watch
a very
it in slow
accurate
motion.
video.
So, Mr. Peyton Turner, if you're watching, you're never mind. So I won't say it.
Just
I
say
won't
dirt
it.
ball.
Alright.
Dirt ball's a good
Dirtball.
thing.
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
all right. No, he and that's why Carter was going crazy at the end of the game. And it hyped the team up, which stinks that Smitty's out and maybe out this week.
Is Brown out?
What is the injury?
So it's concussion.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, the D lineman, the refs should have blown the whistle. And by the way, there was no penalty called on this, which I find hilarious.
Yep.
He got hit, he got stood up, and he got carried back. He's 170 pounds soaking wet.
You can't. So his weight, I honestly didn't think it was a bad hit.
Well, the guy at the end that flew in when he was knocked unconscious, knocked out cold with his helmet off.
I mean, he was already, I don't know, dude. It looked like
He was already knocked out. He didn't feel it.
No.
Yeah.
So the D lineman
Chris,
that hit him is different than the D lineman that flew in.
I mean,
at
it
the
was
end.
just so quick. Everybody, they threw
No, Chris,
it.
you got to see the video. There's
the
a
video
new angle, and it's completely out of nowhere and terrible.
I all I seen was in live action, and I did see his helmet. But when you see his helmet fly off, it's just like bang, 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 like everybody hitting.
I think he's very lucky that somebody else said he didn't get hit in the face or the head.
In the head,
with all those people that were
Yeah.
right there. There was a lot of people right there. A lot of people, things flying around there.
So what do you got here? You got Smitty possibly out. Is he going to be
We
out?
got Smitty out, possibly out. We got AJ Brown possibly out. We
I
got.
thought you said Brown was out to like the bye.
We don't know. I mean, if Smitty's out, Brown's going to probably try to push it.
Now you got
back to play.
Now you got Lane Johnson, Mekhi Becton, both of them out.
Yep, the whole right side of our O line are injured.
But
so
like
we'll see what happens.
Greg, this goes back to what I said the other week. Like you guys were forced to run the ball, and you guys ran it really well. Which again, I feel like this is always your.
Here's
weakness.
the problem, Randy. When you're gearing up for a football game, they do what they call their first 15.
Mm-hmm.
So you script your first 15 plays.
Mm-hmm.
You do it in college. You do it really in high school. You do it in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with our first 15 was Saquon Barkley did not get a carry in our first 15 scripted plays down there at New Orleans. He got a pass play thrown to him, one, and that's unacceptable. You cannot have that. It's horrible. I'm finally on Chris's team with this Nick Sirianni thing, and I'm over it. I'm done. I'm not sticking up for him anymore.
Right.
And he's a jackweed, man. And
told you
really
would learn
upset.
a few things on this podcast.
Yeah, you know what?
Greg, if you were on Chris's team, you'd be singing Sirianni's praises still.
Yeah, no, me and most of the Eagles fan base.
Why,
we're
Randy?
just tired of
I'll
it.
wait till my turn.
So it's like, to me, it's like the whole not going for it with the field goals. We had two opportunities in Atlanta that they didn't go for it. Whatever. We ended up losing the game. The same situation happens the next weekend. And it's like, we're getting the ball the second half. It's 12 seconds left until halftime. We're driving, and he goes for it on 4th and 3 with one timeout left. Why not kick 3 to tie the game? Make it 3-3 and get the ball back at the second half. No, he goes for it. We don't get the first down. Turnover, on downs, go into the locker room.
But like Randy said, you do this stuff all the time.
He's leaving points on the field when points are tough to come by this year. They are.
It's not.
They
like
are. There's only one person that has 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, and his name is Andy Dalton.
Yeah, it's crazy. The Red
Rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Red Rocket
insane.
is what you call the dog's thing.
That was
Red
the Red
Rifle.
Rifle. I said rifle.
Oh, I may have said that wrong. My bad, Andy Dalton. And he's a
Fan.
Horned Frog too.
What?
TCU Horned Frog?
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
But yeah, other than that, other than the injuries and I think we played pretty well. I mean, Saquon stepped up, obviously, 140 some rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Goddard had a great game. We finally brought Goddard into the mix. We can't keep going.
Do you think about me? Do you think about me whenever he gets stopped behind the line for a loss?
No,
that happens a lot.
I don't think of you at all.
All right, I hope you do.
I think of you when he scores 65-yard touchdown runs.
Yeah, how many big plays did he have? He had 2 big plays this game, and if you take the one away,
Chris, he's aaveraaging more than Singletary, which is a fact that you like to bring up. And still,
wait till about week 6 or 7, buddy. Wait till about
Listen,
week.
just stop. Let him
You're the one
go.
that brings
You
Barkley
can't sit
up.
over
I
there
ain't
with
worried
Devin
about
Singletary.
You
Barkley.
just brought it up. You said, "Do you think about me when Barkley
No,
runs the ball?"
I was just transitioning because I
No,
eventually got
I
to
don't
talk.
think of
Greg
you.
Lewis
I
in
eventually got to
the
talk.
audience is co-signing. He leads the league in rushing yards, and he
He
actually
does lead the league in rushing yards,
Yeah.
but Chris doesn't care about that because
It's the
tackles
same-
broken are
It's the
more
same
important
thing
than
every
rushing
year,
yards.
buddy. Every year he starts all strong and he starts dying down. That's what he does, and he's going to do
Chris,
it again.
your
Especially as
running
much as
back-
you're using him. Especially
Your
as much
running
as-
back is Devin Singletary. It doesn't
plays
matter.
He plays
But
fine.
Anthony, to Chris,
He's
I don't
a
know why you
rather
guys
have
think
the
he's
three-headed
bad. He's
monster.
just part
I
of
don't
a
know why you
three-headed
guys think
monster.
Singletary's bad. The only problem with Singletary right now is the 2 fumbles. I'm very upset about the 2 fumbles. If he doesn't fumble against Washington, we probably win
and
this
I don't
game.
think Saquon has those either.
When he fumbles
No.
and he drops the ball, and he not yet.
Dropped
he does
the pass.
It. Well, he
He
already
dropped
dropped
one
the ball.
pass.
What you
Yeah.
have in New York is literally like a 3-headed turd. Like something. The only reason I'd be proud of it is if
it's
I
not
turned
true.
if I
There's nothing
turned
wrong
around
with
and I saw
Singletary.
that in the bowl, I'd be like, "Wow,
There's nothing
that's
wrong with
awesome."
Singletary, and
There it
you'll-
is,
As
Matt.
the year
Yeah.
goes on, you'll see that there's nothing wrong with him, and he's a good back. He does fumble the ball. The last 2 weeks he fumbled. I think the same thing. The second half of the game, we were driving right down the field. He fumbled the ball. It was like the punch out against Washington, and both of those
Well,
fumbles.
you should stop doing that then, because that's not productive.
He should. And
That's some Jalen Hurts type stuff right there.
Seriously.
Jalen Hurts. What's he have? 6 turnovers already this year.
7.
Too many. Way too
According
many.
to that stat,
Chris, did you say before y'all lost that game on his fumble? That was 100 times on Malik Neighbors. Just going to put that out there.
No, that game was lost over the field goal kicker. Malik
Don't
Neighbors, we
say
wouldn't.
that.
but we're
We
only
wouldn't
going to
even
remember
have
one.
been-
We're only
we
going to
wouldn't
remember
even
one
have-
play.
no,
We only
he actually
remembered the
dropped-
Barkley play in the Eagles game, so we're only going to
that's-
remember
that's true.
Neighbors dropping that.
That's
Yeah.
true. And
Yeah.
but he's also
How-
like
No.
now he's one of the top
No.
5 receivers
How are
in the
you-
entire
we're
league
done.
right now.
How are you
Thought
okay with Devin
over.
Singletary?
Thought
I
How
like
are you
Devin
okay with
Singletary.
him?
Of course you
He's been in
do.
the playoffs
He's on
the
the
last couple
Giants.
years, and he's a good back. He's a good back.
He's never. If he's good, get 1,000 yards. How about that?
He will. He has.
Whoa,
I think
whoa.
at some time
You
point in his
just said
career.
he will, and you
He had
stopped because
900
you know
something
he
last
can't.
year. I mean, it's not really a big accomplishment, right? He did.
I
and he
still
don't miss
think
games.
He's
I
never at 1,000, and yes, he gets hurt a lot. He was not good on the Bills last
He did
year,
not-
the year before.
He didn't miss any games last year. He didn't hardly miss any games the year before that.
It doesn't
What are you
matter
talking
because he
about?
was still terrible.
And he was in the playoffs, and he led them in rushing, and he averaged more yards per carry than Saquon the last 2 or 3 years in the league.
Oh, here we go. But
And
we know why. Saquon's offensive line sucked.
Oh, but
with
that
the
didn't
Giants.
affect. But the narrative isn't the same for Daniel Jones. Oh, look at Daniel Jones right now with a good offensive line
Yeah,
and a good
look
wide
at
receiver.
Barkley
He's
with a
playing
good
fine.
offensive line.
Huh?
Your
It's all
answer, you're solving the riddle for us.
No, I solved the riddle for Daniel Jones. He looks fine. He's not getting benched. He's still playing for the Giants, and we're going to win this week.
He had a good week.
Pretty
He had a
sure the
good 2
free
weeks.
spot on everybody's bingo cards is right in the middle, and it says that
He had
DJ is a
week
bum.
week one. He played against Minnesota, who's turning out to be a pretty darn good football team.
Yeah, they are.
With one of the best defenses in the league by the looks at it statistically. And then that was his first game back in 8.5 months. It was a rough game. It absolutely was. He played just fine against Washington. We should have won that game. And
But you didn't.
he played fantastic in the first half of last week. Second half, we were going against one of the top defenses in the league, and they turned it around. Like I said, that drive killed us. That we lost all momentum. It seemed like when he fumbled in Washington, we lost all momentum when he seemed to fumble last week. So got to clean that up. But I'm more worried about our secondary, man. Phillips is down and out. Adoree Jackson's down. That changed the second half. Even Watson looked a little better in the second half. But we're game planning for this week. I think our pass rush can get to Dak. I think we can run the ball on them. And I think we're going to win. I'm not worried about Dallas, just like I wasn't worried about Cleveland last week.
I'm actually really excited about this game, and I know
I
we're
am
going to
too,
talk about
man.
it. We're going to talk about it more. And I hate to say that it favors one team or the other, but you got to see CeeDee just pissed off on the sideline.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's a get back game.
Calling out.
It's
They're calling out each other like
It's a get
he's
back
trying to
game.
be Superman. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's you trying to be Superman.
Mhm.
Stay in your gap.
It's a get back
Stay in
game.
your assignment. It's going to be interesting. And
Mhm.
they're
I think-
not at home.
I think we're catching them at the right time, man. You said in the text the other night that it was a bad time. I think it's the right time.
wrong time.
Flutie
Nah.
Flakes, I think this is that dumb shit that takes us to the half.
Okay. So we're gonna pull out the
Flutie
cookie
Flakes.
mode here. I actually have a box of Flutie Flakes with the Flutie Flakes still inside. I'm not sure if they're Flutie Flakes inside, but yeah. If
Don't
you guys
open
want,
them.
I'll bring it to PA. We can crack it open next time.
Nice.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
God, you're so fat.
Sounds great.
I love it.
He's like,
I love it.
Let me fire up this mixing bowl real quick and the spatula. We can. All right, boys. How we doing so far?
Randy's killing it.
Randy's
I?
killing it.
Yeah,
Per usual.
killing me.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't mean to be
All right.
killing you, bud.
Well, stay tuned for the second half. We're going to come back, preview upcoming week's games. Again, we're going to go back to that Giants-Dallas game. That's going to be huge. But
big game.
you guys all got big games. Every game matters in the NFL. By the way, Paul, you forgot. There's actually 17 games now, not 16.
Oh, I can't wait. Then I'll be super soaked when there's an extra game that I wasn't planning on.
All right. Stay tuned. Come back. It's not baseball. It's football.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Guy Gall, welcome back. We are here. Second half. We got the wheels going. I see some funky new colors. Let's spin these bad Larrys. See what happens.
Still
Looks like
good collars on the right.
Looks like the Cowboys in Seattle.
Is
Like
this
and
thing a birth and a
subscribe.
flames?
Everybody watching right now, just like and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Leave a review.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
team total
field
for
goal.
longest field goal. All right, I got.
I know who I got in that one.
Yeah, not the Giants. How many people you got
Not
to
the
kick?
Giants.
One. Your replacement even missed one last week, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, another longest
Well,
field
hey,
goal. All right.
hey, it's-
Yeah,
it's-
spin that thing
Skip it.
again.
It's not
Content
team-
manager.
Not team total this time. It's single player.
Respin.
It's going to
It's
be
the
the same.
same
No,
thing.
respin it.
Hey, QBR was different apparently.
Oh, that's oh. Prop bet.
Matt, what's your prop bet?
Let's see it, Matt.
Prop bet.
You have to come up with it.
We need another wheel spin.
It's
Let's
prop
go.
bet, Matt.
Well, why don't we just go with touchdowns quarterback, since that seems to be a struggle for everybody in the league so far this year.
Does that include rushing?
Yeah, touchdowns.
I'll take it.
Touchdowns quarterback. Yeah, let's take that.
Touchdowns total quarterback. There we go.
Perfect.
And then what's a prop bet? Do you just want to do spreads for your prop bet? Because that way we'll have
Please
longest
do.
field goal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
let's do spreads.
on the
Let's do that.
It's a host. It's supposed to be a host pick, Matt. That's what it landed on.
Oh,
Listen, I like to pretend that I know everything, but I will have to admit I'm out to lunch when it comes to all this riffraff. So you just tell me which direction to point, and I'll do it.
I think Greg's
I like
correct.
the
I
spread,
think it
yeah.
should be against the spread.
all
The
right.
team wins against the spread. Yep.
Do you have
I
the
see-
lines in front of you, Matt?
I see the Giants have quite a hell of a spread this week.
I'm all for it.
I do
I'll
have the
take
the
spreads in
points.
front of me.
All
What's
right.
the
What are the
spread?
spreads, Matt?
Here we
What do you
go.
got?
So I have Dallas at -4.5 at New York. That is the big matchup this week. I have Philly.
I thought it was.
Hold on,
I thought it was.
Yeah,
6.
hold on. I'm
not-
seeing Dallas -6.
I'm just going off of what the content manager told me, boys. So
Okay. I mean, I'll go
Yeah,
with
I got
-4.5.
6. I got 6 right
as a
now.
gambler would say, it sounds like the lines have moved. Is that correct?
Yes. Oh, I like it, Matt.
All right, so plus
Wait,
4.
which
Is
game
that
are
what
we
we're
talking
going
about?
with?
No, it's 6.
Yeah.
What game?
Dallas.
so I got
plus
6. All right.
It says 5.5 on ESPN.
I'm on 6 on ESPN, but
So am I.
change.
Just going up.
Let's go with 6 because that's what I'm seeing on ESPN, and so is Randy.
All right.
I'd go
boys want the next
5.5.
Don't
Yeah.
matter. You're going to lose anyway.
Oh
We
Lord.
All
don't
right.
even need the points.
All right, there
I
it
got-
is.
Philly -2.5 at Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
And I have Washington getting 3.5 points at Arizona.
3.5. Okay.
That seems like a sucker bet.
It's Vegas, man. They know something. I have no
I mean,
idea.
it's got to be because they're in Arizona. That's the only reason. It can't be. I mean,
That's how they got you
yeah.
last year, isn't it?
Yep.
shut your mouth.
I love it when you have nothing to say. Just like Chris, you have to immediately go to violence.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I hope he
violence.
gets hurt.
That was just shut your mouth. It was a
Daniel
friendly
Jones had a
reminder.
great second half there last year.
All right, Anthony, why don't you fire us off here? What are your predictions?
Hey, jerk. I was just going to say Anthony's going to do the bets for Team Washington here.
Right.
Sluggo,
You don't
let's
have
go.
to call me a jerk.
Well,
Sorry, I chose
Violence.
violence. I chose violence.
Yeah.
Well, just because we got to bet against the Giants, got to take the Cowboys.
To cover.
Well, could
Or are you
also
just
because
taking
the
them?
Yes.
Cowboys are
Cover.
a better team.
Yeah, to cover. Dude, I don't even know if we have us winning, but +3 seems pretty nice, so I'll take us. And then
You think you're going to win it?
Are you winning it or are you just covering?
Covering.
So you're losing the
And
game.
then, huh?
So you're losing the game, but you're covering the spread.
No, I think we have I think we might win. If we play like we did last week, we can win. But if Daniels regresses a little bit again, we're not going to win because our offense was what we relied on. So that's what's going to come down to. And then,
Again, it's going to be
like
the
the
Marvin
Bucs.
Harrison show, just like it was 2 passes to Jamar Chase for 100 and some yards on 2 passes.
So we're going to need a lot of points. Going to need all the offense. So if it's not there, I think it's still going to be close. But I don't know if we win that then. And then I do not like the Eagles. I like the Bucs here.
Bucks to win?
Yes, Ed. Yeah.
Well, they're 2.5 point favorites. So
Hey, they destroyed us, and you guys didn't look very good. So
Eagles are getting the points, or the Bucks are getting the points?
Bucks
are getting the points.
Bucks.
Eagles are favorites.
Okay.
Oh, well then, yeah, the Bucks.
There's your bold predictions.
What about your longest field goal and prop bet? Well, I guess you
longest field goal. That's going to be a Brandon Aubrey 60-something yarder randomly, I believe. Dak's going to do something stupid on the 50 and not get a first on or really close to a first on the other side. It's going to do something stupid. It's going to set it up.
43-yard line.
And then I think the Giants take the most field goals. So the most points or most yards out of the field goals too.
No, so it's the longest field goal, quarterback touchdowns, and then the prop bet.
Oh, okay.
What do you got for quarterback touchdowns?
Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
I think everybody could pick their quarterback this week and honestly feel like it could happen.
Are you signing off on this, Paul?
Yep.
You really agree with everything, Paul? There's nothing you do differently.
You could speak your mind. I didn't want to fully take over, but yeah.
No, it's all good. Like it mattered. I mean, it's long. Look, tomorrow, next week, if the Cowboys lose and the Redskins win, I could care less what I said.
That's what he's saying, man. He got everything wrong and everything went right for him.
Anthony, it can't be any worse than Paul's picks last week.
And I couldn't be happier. I understand this, and I'm really trying to understand your defense here. This is worse than the Chewbacca defense. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Randy, that's the whole point. He don't care. His team is doing just fine.
That's right.
Hey, I'm the betting one in the family.
So. We win, you lose, America wins. It's great.
America does not win.
Yeah,
our team.
I agree.
Stop.
Who's oh Lord Almighty?
Who do you want to go next, Matt?
Seriously. Oh, Matt, I'm sorry. Matt, I would like to get your opinion real quick on the comment you just heard.
Okay.
As America's team, is there somebody that maybe is more patriotic than a
Cowboy?
Patriot?
Oh, yeah, I don't like them either. Nah.
No, everybody knows America's team is Dallas. I don't want to hear it.
But how? Why?
Why?
Coach America.
Google
South
right now. Google America's team.
Well, everyone knows that, and America's pastime is baseball. Guess what? It's not.
No, America's pastime is football now.
Google it. Then Google it.
Listen,
Randy,
I just saw
you guys gave
Philadelphia
yourself
team.
that title.
I just saw a Philadelphia team go down to New Orleans and had a parade on Bourbon Street to celebrate. No, not celebrate. To get ready for the game, and then had a parade into the stadium, and then had a parade after the Eagles won. What other team is going to another town doing that?
Do you know
You
what
just
New
have annoying
Orleans is?
fans.
A French city. I don't want to hear it. Go ahead. Start your picks, Greg.
Oh my god,
Randy, you guys are the ones that gave yourself the name. By the way,
this is also true.
I mean, Google it. Google America's team. It's not
because
just
it was
the
written
Cowboys.
by you.
America's team is USA.
Maybe.
That's it.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, look it up. Freaking Diddy, look it up and see what it says.
I wouldn't look Diddy up and see what anything says.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm not taking your
comments. It's one of our comments. Greg, do your picks.
All right, so here are my picks, and we'll clarify the whole categories because I'm looking at the chat and it's telling me that we're doing both field goal categories. So we'll talk about that.
It's one field goal category.
Oh,
that would be
and
dumb.
listen, that's what the producer is telling me. I'm just telling you what the
producer is wrong on this one.
Okay,
I'm overruling the producer.
It's honestly going to be the same thing twice. But.
Yeah, I am completely overruling him.
Maybe he just wants it to be the field goals because he knows Aubrey is going to win it, and giving Randy more points that be relevant in the competition.
Well, that's why I said that.
It's hard.
That's what I thought we were doing.
Listen, it's hard to worry about being relative in the competition when Paul doesn't even care. So
this is also true.
I absolutely care about the competition, but you're talking about the picks.
Just stop talking about it.
I care about the internal competition. I don't care about the picks of who wins and who doesn't. Because if we win, that's all that matters, right? I love my team, Chris. Is that not the Chris mentality?
I'm proud of you, buddy. I can't give you any. I can't give you any.
I care about the competition, and I care about my team's picks. If we if we win and don't get the spread, I don't
even feel like myself.
I am so butthurt.
Usually, I'm like on the defense. People are attacking me. I wouldn't even allow to talk. I'm just sitting back. I don't even. I don't know. I don't know what to do with my hands.
The shield of winning. That's what it is. So
I'm just sitting back. Me and Paul are loving life right now.
All right, Greg, get your picks.
Listen, I got to win too this week. What the hell? So
listen, your team sucks.
Yeah, you're used to
that.
We don't have another 48 hours to try and prove that.
All right, listen. I am going to go against my team this week. I'm going to take Tampa and the points. I'm also going to take Arizona -3.5, and I really, 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 I got to take Dallas -6 because if it happens the other way, we're never going to hear from the end, and it's going to be the Chris episode next week, and I can't have the Chris episode. If we're doing quarterback touchdowns, I am going to take Jalen Hurts because I think it's going to be – we thought last week was going to be high scoring, and it wasn't, obviously. But I think we're going to have some points next week on the board, boys. I think we do owe Tampa Bay. They're in our head right now, so I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think that's where I'm going to take the points with Tampa Bay. Longest field goal, I got to go Aubrey. Our kicker doesn't even get on the field. Nick Sirianni is going to go for it instead of kicking.
Doesn't like kickers.
Then when it's a 60-plus yarder, then we'll throw Elliott out there and have him miss one.
By the way, I think 65 is the new 55. I'm just saying that. That's ridiculous.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like it's crazy how people like over 60, like it's a no-brainer. Like these guys are literally standing on the emblem in the middle of the field and are like, no problem. I'm not worried about it. We'll do it.
Yeah, it's insane how these young kickers are. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to give Dallas any credit, but Aubrey's a good kicker, man. I'll give him that. All right, let's leave it
Greg,
to you two.
you're putting up all those points without Dallas Goedert and without
not Dallas Goedert's playing.
Not Goedert, without AJ Brown and
no, I honestly think one of them will be back. And I think that Makai's going to play. And if Lane clears protocol, I think he'll play too. I think we're going to have Barkley in the first 15. He'll be scripted to get at least 2 or 3 carries there, 4 carries maybe. And I think we just attack Tampa's D. I think it's a 24-21 game, 24-22. I think it's a close game, and I think we're scoring over 20 points. But I think Tampa with the points is where I would lean. No, not Jahan. I wish it was Jahan Dotson, but it's not. Text message.
Chris, don't you just love him?
You were nice and quiet last time. What's up, man? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? It's we're going to start with the Washington Cardinals game. You know how football goes, man. Things never go the way you seem. Like last week I thought.
What are you saying?
I'm just thinking like how games are just dumb, right? Like last week, right? I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if the New Orleans put 50 on you. Yep. And that game went no way near the way anybody thought. Like that just happens. In my mind, I'm not a big Kyler Murray fan. I'm not a big Cardinal fan. I don't hate Washington, man. I like Daniels. I feel like they can win, but something just don't feel right. So I think the Cardinals are going to upset them this week. I think the Cardinals are going to beat them. Washington's not going to cover. The Eagles-Bucks game. I think the Eagles got problems, man, and I think they're leaning on Barkley too much. I think it's going to be a problem. Barkley did get hurt there. I think the last time he played there is when he was out for the season. He got hurt in Tampa. You guys do got some guys out. I hope AJ Brown tries to play, and I hope he re-aggravates his hamstring.
The other day, you said something the complete opposite a couple weeks ago in a text message. Would you care to share with the audience?
I said maybe they're better without him.
No, you said something about what did you hope he did?
Oh, I said I hope everybody gets hurt.
Yeah.
And since that time,
and what's happening right now?
You wish
the curse is working.
Yeah. So yeah. I hope Barkley gets hurt this week.
He's got his voodoo doll back out again.
It's messed up.
Yeah. Here.
No one wants to see it, Chris. Still holding on to Barkley.
Got a monkey paw? What is that?
I saved that for you as a Barkley Funko. I was trying to give it to Greg and you don't want it. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bucks, man. I just think they're better than you, man. I think they're going to beat you again. They beat you last year in the playoffs. I think they got your number. I think they're going to beat you. And then the game of the week for me is Thursday. We don't beat Dallas. We haven't beat Dallas in years. Daniel Jones never beat Dallas. I've tried to tell you guys he can play when he has an offensive line. He's a much different player when Andrew Thomas is in the game. We didn't pay Barkley because we needed to get our line better. Our line's playing well. We didn't give up any sacks last week. Myles Garrett actually had a good game. That was probably the worst game I heard.
I have a prediction, though, Chris.
Hold on.
You will give up a sack this week.
Hold on. Bobby Skinner is like, I live and die on his like breaking down the offensive line. And he said that's the worst game that Andrew Thomas played in a while. So I think he's going to have a good bounce back game. And the encouraging thing is Andrew Thomas didn't play well, but our line played well. We didn't give up any sacks. I think we're going to win the game, man. I know we're +6. Last week, Mike said it was a big spread. It didn't matter. We won, and I think we're going to beat Dallas. I think Jones is finally going to beat Dallas on Thursday Night Football. Longest field goal, I'm going to go with the rest of you. I'm going to say Aubrey because they're going to kick field goals, man. I think we're going to keep you out of the end zone. Giants will cover, so I'll win the prop point. And touchdowns total, I'm going to go with DJ. DJ put up 3 a couple weeks in a row, I think. I think he has 2. I think he has 4 touchdowns, right? I could see him throwing a touchdown or 2, and I could see him running 1 in against Dallas.
That's double his total last year.
Yeah.
A whole lot of points you're scoring there, buddy.
He only played 5.5 games last year. It's all good. I'm like Lewis. It's all good. Listen, it's a different season. We got an offensive line. We got a number 1 wide receiver. He's like the top 5 in every category right now. He just started. He's a rookie. We're good, man. We're going to be all right.
So did you think Myles Garrett played good before he got injured?
I was going to say on crutches or off crutches.
I mean, he's been saying he has an ongoing issue. I listened to him pregame. He has something going on with his feet.
Yeah. He got foot issue.
And then him and his player ran into each other at one point, but he played fine.
Oh, shoot.
He did not play fine. Greg, did he play fine?
I thought he played okay. And
I didn't watch the game. I saw some highlights. I saw a couple. To Chris's credit, I did see Andrew Thomas handle him well, but I also saw Myles Garrett limp off the field and not come back.
He never went out for the game. He just went out here and there.
Yeah, early second half he got left and never came back.
I think he came back. They didn't even
had
make
the
a big
MRI.
issue
The
about
MRI came back clean.
Yeah, he's I think he played well, and I think Andrew Thomas, like you said, he held his own. Like Bobby said, that was one of his worst games in the last 2 years. So, rest of the offensive line played well. I think it's a big. It's nice, man. It's nice to actually function and have an offense and see DJ with some time. He's making good decisions. He's playing fine. He had a great first half. He had his first half was like Daniel's game. He was like 18 for 20 in the first half.
Can't wait to watch it. I
can't wait. Yeah,
Randy, what do you got?
So
quiet over there.
You know, I want to quote your buddy Lewis.
Thinking about takeout. What he's going to order takeout.
Yeah, no, I want to quote Lewis. He said, "Danny Panties is going to get eaten up by Michael Parsons" in the chat. I like that. I will tell you what. You guys can't run the ball effectively. You haven't run the ball effectively all year. And I believe that your quarterback is going to
What do you
be
mean we haven't ran the
suffering.
ball effectively all year?
You haven't.
I mean, you haven't. You really
What do you
haven't.
mean?
You haven't had a
ran the
team
ball.
total over 115 yards all year.
Week 1 was a bad week.
Okay.
Well,
How many yards did Jeff?
how many times are we going to talk
Singletary
about
had
week
95 and a touchdown week 2, and I'm sure
And that
we had
was
over
it.
100.
That was
And
it. Your 3-headed monster was a one-headed okay.
Yeah, and then last week we won, and
So
we
my
played against one
point
of
is,
the best
Barkley
defense-
has outrun your entire team every week.
Listen, all I'm saying, Chris, at the end of this
week 3, buddy.
is I don't see you guys getting way up on us to where you guys are running the ball effectively, ball control. You're not that team yet. You're not that good yet. I think that they're going to get all over Jones like they did last year. He's going to be on the ground. I hope to God he doesn't get hurt again because I want to continue watching him play it for the rest of the year to see if
you have a better pass rush than the Browns.
I think the Cowboys 100%. Have the
100%.
best pass rush in the league by far.
They weren't acting like that last week when we played them. When I was listening to the game,
I
don't think Andrew Thomas is going to play bad 2 weeks in a row. So I think we're catching at the right time.
I mean, we'll see. I do know Dallas is pretty hot. They're a pretty angry team.
You gave up a lot of yards last week.
Defense
Jones can run on you.
It's going to be a get back. It's a get right game, just like we thought we were getting against Bengals. It's going to be a get right bang.
That defense is pretty pissed off right now. I think the Cowboys' offense is pissed off. They performed well in the second half and still lost.
I think you're underestimating us.
I don't think I am. Listen, Chris, I picked your Cleveland Browns or your team to beat the Cleveland Browns at -6.5 this week. It's not that I can't. I absolutely did. It's not that I don't believe in the Giants. I just do not believe they can beat the Cowboys. Greg, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say we got a nice little text board pop up, and I agree with this person 100%. Guess what? Singletary is not Derrick Henry, Chris. Derrick Henry is 6'2", 250 pounds, and he
bench presses chains. I see it.
Every week, you guys tell me so many things that are going to happen. You guys are hardly ever right, so it's okay.
Last week we weren't. I was right last week.
We weren't going to.
We're right every week.
Wasn't going to do anything against Ward.
I didn't say that.
Greg did.
I did.
Like you're going against a great defense.
I didn't realize Cleveland had 14 guys that got hurt.
Wait a minute, they're all guys didn't get hurt on their defense, man. Like in the beginning of the game.
Yes, they did.
When we went up on them 21-0, 21-3 or 6, like real quick.
Okay.
That was all. That was before they played better in the second half defensively. Like it was the first. Like we, and then we gave them 7 points. The opening kickoff we fumbled. Like I mean, we gave them 7 points.
I've said it all year. I think the AFC North is overrated. I know we just lost to the friggin' Ravens, but I don't think the AFC is as good as our record shows. However, I don't think that equates to you guys being some magically awesome team.
I didn't say we're awesome. I said we're going to get a better each week.
I think it's what I said week 2. I think that freaking Deshaun Watson wants to be a worse football player than he is a human being. That being said, pick number 2, Eagles, Buccaneers. I think flip a coin on that one. Eagles are in every game. They never are out of a game, but they also don't ever put anyone away. Flip a coin on that one. Who makes the most mistakes late in the game probably is going to matter. If you guys run the ball effectively because you're forced to do some ball control, I think you have a better chance of winning. It's just not a Philadelphia mantra lately. All you want to do is pass. So again, flip a coin on that one. Commanders are beating the Cardinals. I can't see that going any other way. I think that the Commanders are playing good football. I think their defense is going to get better. You saw the weakness in defense. They're going to make adjustments. Your head coach is a defensive genius, and I think that he is going to improve that defense.
He's not. I would love for it to say that he's listening to the podcast, but he's not, and that doesn't mean you're going to get him back in friggin' Dallas. So
he's coming back. He'll be back. Aubrey, obviously, with the kicks. Obviously, I think Dak has as good a shot as anyone as QB or his touchdowns. I think that's a kind of a crapshoot for the first time ever on this podcast. All 4 of our quarterbacks are contenders at that one. And what was the other one?
That's it.
No, there was 3 of them. Oh, the spread.
Daniel Jones, that bum, actually have a chance to win this category?
He does. He's playing better than he was last year. He had 2 touchdowns.
Why?
Why? Because I think
dumb luck.
Has a receiver. Hey, Hey, I'm not taking a bait. He is a receiver because you
What
can't.
did I tell you all last
You know
year?
why? You know why? Because he can't.
Why? Just answer the question.
I am. I'm going to because he can't suck that bad for that long. That's why.
No,
It's
because
just
he got an
impossible.
offensive line and he got a receiver.
Even Bryce Young would have turned it around
Tried
if
to
he was
tell you
that
this.
bad.
There it is.
Even Bryce Young would have turned it around.
Sometimes I heard somebody talking about this. Dave
All right,
Gettleman
Matt,
should have
shut him
never.
off.
They should have never traded Beckham. If
Buzz.
Daniel Jones could have had Beckham, his career would have been a lot different because his rookie year was great.
He's still trying to figure out how to get out of that kicking net. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just saying, like Daniel Jones should have had a number one wide receiver from the jump.
And on that dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's not dumb.
Okay.
It's a good statement.
I wish we could just fast forward to Thursday right now. I don't want to.
I wish we could.
I don't want to talk about it for another 48 hours.
Hey, you want to live stream on the way home in the car while I'm driving home?
Yes.
I'll live stream with you and talk shit.
Yes.
Absolutely. Hey Matt, do you have are we doing Matt Libs tonight?
You know, I thought I might just give you guys the night off. I didn't want to overstep my bounds as a guest host, you know. But if you boys have me back, or if I decide to let Mike out of my closet, you know what? Yeah, we will do Matt Libs. I would love to do that with you guys.
That works for me.
Sounds good, fellas.
I have to apologize to Anthony, by the way. Folks at home, I have a grid in front of me. I did not know that Anthony was joining us as a guest tonight. So again, Anthony, my apologies.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Jerk
move. I was with you all basketball, but you know.
You were the voice of reason. I appreciate it.
You mean Chris wasn't that voice of reason?
No.
Anthony, you ready to come on a lot during the basketball season?
Oh, I'm ready. Knicks are champ. We're going to the chip this year, right?
What? Oh, here we go.
Hold on.
Hey, kill me.
Yeah, bring out the pillow. Yeah, no, don't.
It's about to be pillow time. But before we go,
we're going to be one or two. We're going to be one or two, man.
I do want to say this. Obviously,
I see Sixers third, and I see them way below us. So.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, we can talk about that dirty New York team another time. However, I just want to say,
buddy.
As an NFL fan, as a fan of the podcast, I have to say, if I'm making my predictions right now on who I think is going to win this division, I think it's going to be the Redskins because they have two dogs at running back with Robinson and Eckler. And I don't think people realize that those two
got banged up.
Anything he did.
That's what he does, though.
What's that?
I said that's what he does. He gets banged up.
He gets banged up, but he does
might
come
start
back.
aging now.
Perhaps, but I'm thinking as far as injuries, upside, and the inability to throw up on themselves. I mean, who knows? The Commanders have never been there, so.
It is nice to see all four teams competing this time. A little bit.
It's like the 90s.
It's like the 90s. I never disliked the Redskins, and I will say this: I don't want to see him get hurt. I don't want to see Daniels get hurt.
Oh, but you'd rather see my whole team get hurt.
I hope they drop like flies.
Well, you've already been to a Super Bowl.
Spit on all.
This is a new
You're
player.
just a dirty fan. Dirty fan.
I want you to deal with what I had to deal with the last couple of years, and I want to see you scramble.
Oh, buddy, I was here for you. I wanted
you weren't.
I wanted to send you to therapy 2 weeks ago,
and I didn't need it. Look, Daniel Jones is playing fine. He got a good look. You guys don't have nothing bad to say. You're saying he could actually look.
Yeah,
I'm relevant.
For the record, I never said any of that, and I will never say that.
You never will, dude.
No, he could win the next 3 Super Bowls. You know what? He's still a bum.
I hope he does.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
And I would take that from you if he wins a Super Bowl.
Chris's mind, they're still going to the playoffs.
I think they can. They win this week. That 0-2 start don't mean nothing. And we could have beat Washington, who's playing well. We should have beat Washington, who's playing well.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
And the Bengals could have beat us too, but they sucked. So
before we go, I have to give a friendly reminder that we are a sports fan network. Join us. We got football, we got baseball, we got basketball, we got other things in the mix. We're trying to add more people to it. Like, subscribe, share. You never know where this thing can go. And again, you get to come on and talk to a bunch of handsome devils like us. I mean,
and Randy.
And Randy. Randy, by the way, before we sign off, I just want to say, Randy, there's no way on the planet that the Cowboys are America's team. And the Jones that you really need to be worrying about on Thursday is not Daniel. It's Jerry and whatever scouting report he's been looking at or likes to read before he goes
Yeah,
to bed. So
I feel like I'm getting ganged up on by the freaking. That's very cute.
Hey, the
All
guy
right.
was 5'10", 180 pounds, and ran a 4.340.
You'd be fast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the podcast. That's your football. I'm gonna
There's
go put some
that
water
dumb
in my
shit again.
dish. I might let him out. Have a good night.
Go G-Men.
Parties.